Well, we're back. Yeah, yeah, still going. I think it's been about 5 weeks. So I hope everybody had a good holiday time, and it's the new year. And in fact, it's 2 weeks past the solstice. So it's getting lighter every day. Good news. We can't predict the cold, but we can predict the light. So, well, that's good. So, hi everybody. Um, uh, this is uh, this is as usual being recorded. It'll be posted on YouTube um, for uh, for your review and for the all the anonymous people out there who watch it. So, since it's a new year and it's the first gathering of our Qigong group for the new year, um, what I'd like to do is sort of begin again, beginner's mind, um, and just focus on the basic elements of breathing earth qigong. And so fundamentally, this particular qigong um, is designed to support uh, a meditation practice and to support a life in the Dharma. So it's a way of transmitting and embodying the teachings of the Buddha and others um, directly experienced through the body. So that's what we set out to do. The basic qigong. I'm just going to go back to the qigong donkey. Do you remember the donkey? So this donkey's been with me since I started teaching Tai Chi back in 2005. And you know, this little thing that you press on the bottom of it, and it sort of loosens it, you know, and if you push it, it goes all the way down. And, whoops. So the basic understanding is relaxed and alert. So this is alert, and that's relaxed. And then when we get into just alert, here, let's turn your head around a little bit here. You can get stiff and brittle. And if we're getting too relaxed, we just lose energy, and we go to sleep, or we just can't really do anything. So the practice is a balance between relaxed and alert. So we're going to try to make the donkey relaxed and alert at the same time. There it is. Okay, yeah, and so this is sort of the feeling, the feeling that we're after. Is to be relaxed and alert at the same time, which in our way of understanding things seems like a contradiction, but in fact it's mutual balance. So that's, I guess, maybe the most fundamental thing that we're after. So we'll begin from there. And we'll do, is anybody here for the first time? Okay, all right, welcome. Okay, great. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to begin with standing and movement, and then at some point during the class we'll go into a sitting practice. So Qigong is practice standing, moving, lying down, sitting. So you want to have something to sit on that's within reach, a stool or a chair or a meditation cushion, or whatever you like to sit on is fine. So people are still sort of showing up. Um, so maybe we'll give them a chance. But I'm going to shift this to speaker, and we're on record. So let's begin. So many of you, know if you've practiced Tai Chi and you've done Qigong, this is a very, very common, basic sort of warm up beginning practice. And it looks like we're moving our arms and shoulders, and they are moving, but what we're moving is our waist and our legs, and we're shifting our weight, and we're turning here at the hips. And so when we're coming into a practice period from our busy day, we just sort of want to check in with, how are we? Are we tired? Has it been kind of exhausting? Are we kind of revved up because we've been doing a lot? Just sort of, how are you now? How do you feel? And just notice that. One of the basic principles here is body, breath, and mind. So what we really have to work with are these three things. When we're dealing with meditation practice, we have the body, and we have the breath, and we have the mind, which includes the heart. It's the thinking and feeling quality. And so what we're approaching is a balance of those three things. So let's just let this movement slow down. And just let it settle into standing. So, but standing isn't doing nothing. It's a meditation posture. And so when the gross body is still, like it is now, we can use the mind and focus on that which is moving within the stillness, which is the breath. The breath is moving the body. So there will always be movement and stillness. There will always be yang and yin. And then the awareness is of both of them at once. It's just like relaxed and alert, moving and stillness. Okay, so one way to sort of check in with how we are is let's just lift our shoulders way up so they're uncomfortable and very tight. So, and just feel that, feel it in the body, and feel the effect on the breath. And also feel the effect on the mind, the mood. Okay, and on the count of three, let's drop the shoulders. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then notice now, usually we'll naturally take a deep breath. And so now we're aware of the letting go of that tension. And maybe we can feel this sort of tingling sense of warmth or relaxed quality in the body. Okay, so let's do it again. So by exaggerating the tension, the stiffness, the rigidity, and noticing how it feels, noticing the breath, noticing the mood this evokes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And now our attention naturally goes to the opposite pole, which is relaxation. Okay, and let's just starting with the head and neck. Let's just loosen up the neck. Let the head be heavy. And so we're doing two things. We're initiating this movement. We're moving the body, and we're feeling the effect of it. So we're producing and consuming at the same time. So we do the movement and we feel the effect. Okay. And then moving down and circling the shoulders. Now, this is a little sort of miniature version of that, what we did lifting up the shoulders. So we're kind of stretching this back, and then we're stretching it forward, and in between, and we're relaxing it. So we're opening the chest, opening the back. Okay, very good. And now let's bring in the breath here and do this little simple movement with the breath. So usually when you're pulling back, that's in breath. And when you're drooping forward, that's out breath. So just sort of find and follow your own breath. The body's exaggerating the movement of the breath. And the mind, we're feeling this. We're not thinking about something else. We're feeling the effect of this on the body. Okay. Okay, very good. And then you can, of course, you can move the head and neck too at the same time. And then you can also reverse the direction and keep track of the breath. You can do 2 movements for breath if you want, or 1, but just keep track of the breath so that you're moving with it. Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. Now this little movement here, this is a movement of release. Just sort of sometimes we kind of build up a lot of feeling in the body and we just want to sort of let it go. Okay, so back to standing. Okay, now just to check, let's go back to the first, what my teacher Tricia, you called the Tai Chi twist. And now see how you're doing this. Are you doing it differently from how you did it initially? And if you are, what's different? Okay, I'm going to do this movement with the breath. And it doesn't matter how many you do. You can do this even faster if you want to, as long as you're doing it with the breath. That means you're aware of the breath and you're moving with it. If you notice any tension, if you're clamping your jaw, or if you feel tension in the body, just notice it and bringing your attention to it, and then you just let it go, just release it. Okay, now let's reduce the movement. And then just return to standing. And we want to be comfortable in whatever position we're in. And normally, in order to feel comfortable, we want to sit down in an easy chair and relax. But can we be comfortable just standing? Can it feel good? Standing and breathing. Okay, the belly is relaxed and the spine is upright. So it's just like the donkey. We're relaxed and we're alert at the same time. And so this is the practice. Body, breath, and mind in balance. Okay. So if the mind begins to think, if thoughts begin to arise, that's okay. Just if they can come and go, just notice it. And then we want to kind of gently bring the mind into feeling the body, feeling the breath. And then another thought may come, but that's okay. And then if the body gets tense, and we bring our attention to it, and then just let that go. We're not standing stiff like a column. We're standing upright like a tree. So, and trees can move. And then same with the breath. Just notice the breath. And by that I mean feel it. If it's useful to you, you can count the breaths. That will take up some of the thinking energy. That's fine. Okay. All right, very good. Let's go ahead now and move from internal to external. So we want to face the east if you know which way is east. And if you don't, that's okay. But just face how you're facing. And we're going to lift our hands and bring them into the bowing position. So since we're going to go up, first we go down. So dip the knees, come up, bring your hands up. Now you can put your hands together if you like, or leave them a little bit apart. And we're just going to bow to the east. We're acknowledging the direction of east. That's an out breath. Coming up is an in breath. Then another out breath. In breath. And now let's turn to the right, turn to the north. Excuse me, to the south. Okay, and on the next out breath, we'll bow to the south. In breath coming up. Rest. Okay, now we'll turn to the west. And then on an out breath, we bow down, rest. Okay. And shifting the way, now we'll turn to the north. Next out breath, go down at the bottom of the bow, in breath. Okay, and then back to original position. Okay, and now we're going to reach up. So we dip the knees, send the hands up. So we're looking up, extending up. Okay, with the out breath, extend your attention. So using the imagination and the sense of feeling, extend the attention way, 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 way up into the universe. So up, okay, and then circling the hands around. And now we'll bend the knees and bend the waist and touch the ground. Okay. And coming back up. And now letting the hands come up. And we'll finish with one hand opposite the heart, the other opposite the belly. So below the navel, this is the lower dantian, the heart, the middle energy center. So this is the movement for honoring the space within the body, mind. Okay, very good. Now, oops, looks like we lost the image here. Let's see what happened. I'm sorry, my computer's going crazy. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry about that. Okay. All right, very good. So now let's continue down the body. And we're pointing the fingers toward the chest or the heart, sitting down. We're not bending forward here. We're just sitting down, horse stance if you do martial arts. Okay. And then as we come up, in breath, out breath. Point, in breath. And so this is harmonizing body, and then the body's moving with the breath, and the mind is feeling all of that. And move with your breath. As you go down, it compresses the belly and sort of sends the air out. In breath, opens up, brings the air in. If you've had experience with this and you've done opening the 7 gates, this is the 4th gate. So with every one you do, you're opening all of them. Okay, so that's engaging the mind. You can also engage the mind by doing breathing the stars. So the in breath, It's as if you're breathing in through the pores of the skin, breathing light into the torso, filling it up, out breath. You're exuding all of that, radiating it out through the pores of the skin. So we're filling the lungs with air. We're filling the body with qi, with life force energy. And then we're sending that out into the world. And in so doing, we're refining it. So there are different ways to engage the mind. So engaging the body and breath here is obvious. You can also engage the mind. You can count if you like, as you count, as you do this. Or you can just feel the body. You can feel the spine, feel different parts of the body. Put your attention in different places. And whatever you do, that harmonizes the body, breath, and mind. And when all are in harmony, you can feel that. Okay, let's reduce this movement. Okay. And now just scan the body quickly, top down, and let go of the shoulders. They may have gotten tight from doing the movement. And again, make little circles or lift them. We're not standing stiffly. We're standing upright, and we can move as we need to. And just notice the breath. Is it slowing down? Notice the uprightness of the body, the sensations in the body. Notice the sensations in the hands. The face. So there's often a sense that the whole body is tingling, particularly maybe the hands, or maybe the bottoms of the feet, maybe the face, different places. But there's this felt sense of this presence of this energy. You can just feel it, this warmth and tingling. So that's the qi, that's the aliveness. And when body, breath, and mind come into balance, the presence of the qi is much stronger. It fills the body and it fills the mind. Okay, very good. Okay, and that's moving down. It's very important to keep the body flexible, not just for doing the practice, but just for living in the world. So placing a hand in front, a hand on the lower back, is rocking the pelvis. So you're arching the lower back and then flattening it. Keeping the lower spine flexible. Really important for balance and flexibility. Okay, very good. And now circling the hips. So viewed from above, we're making a circle with the hips. Going in a certain direction and then go in the other direction. And you can feel this in the lower spine. If you can feel the tension there, that's okay. You're releasing it. If there's a teeny bit of pain, that's okay. But if there's a little more, then don't do it. But when we're releasing the stiffness, there's a little bit of, we can feel it. There's tension there. And so we want to feel that. And if this doesn't come to you instantly, I remember this took me a couple weeks, excuse me, to be able to do it. But if you do this once a week, it will do wonders for keeping this flexibility here. Okay, and then moving down. So playing the piano position. And this is just for balance. So we're equally balanced left and right on our feet. And let's shift the weight, sit to one side, bend the knee a little bit, and let the unweighted foot, let the heel come up. So just your toe is touching. And if you're comfortable, you can lift that unweighted foot. And just stand on the one foot. And then place it back down, but don't put weight on it. And then shift the weight till you're even. And then bend that other knee, sit down a little. And then when you're ready, lift that leg. And there are all kinds of one-legged postures and movements. And they're all fine. But the main thing is just to be able to stand on one foot. Why do we want to stand on one foot? So that we don't fall. And when we walk, we stand on one foot. First one and then the other. And if we're balanced on one foot, we're much more stable when we're walking. If we start to fall, we can recover. But whatever you want to do with your arms is fine. If you've taken any martial arts, there are a lot of one-legged postures because of all the kicks. Do a kick. Okay, and so again, doing this once a week will do amazing things for balance, particularly as we age. One thing that I do that I recommend, when you put on your socks in the morning, stand on one foot, don't sit down. Stand on one foot, put on your sock. When you take them off at night, same thing. That's all you have to do. That'll be enough. Okay. Okay, so standing. And we're going to engage the body here with an upright posture and a relaxed musculature. We're going to engage the breath by being aware of it. There's two things to be aware of with the breath. One is the movement in the body, that's the belly and the chest move. And also the sensation of the air on in the nostrils and throat and the lungs. Okay. And now engaging the mind, let's imagine a vertical line from the center of the planet, coming right up through the perineum, right up through the torso, neck, out the top of the head, and disappearing up into the universe. And we want to be aligned on that, left to right, front to back. We're going to drop the chin a little bit. And usually we have to pull the shoulders back just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little, and drop the chin. And you can feel it when the body drops into this vertical alignment. So this alignment, initially, it's imposed by the mind. I'm going to stand in this posture. And then we feel that, we produce that, and then we feel it. And when we're in that posture, you can move around a little bit to find it. Suddenly the breath deepens. This is the relaxed and alert posture. Okay, so this vertical line of light, connecting us down. The body is connected to the earth. The body is made up of the earth, comes from the earth, has roots in the earth. Those are our ancestors. And then in breath, bring the attention up. Bring it up into the belly, feel that. Next in breath, bring it up into the heart, the chest, the lungs. And next breath, bring it up into the brain. And the next one, you shoot it out the top of the head. And this is called ESP, but it's extended sensory perception. So we'll try this. So going down, so with the out breath, we're going to extend our attention down the body with the out breath. And on the next out breath, now we'll continue our attention down into the earth, imagining that we have roots like a tree. It's more than just the image, though. It's the feeling. Extended sensory perception. What would it feel like to have roots? Those roots can feel. They can feel the earth, they can feel the stones, they can feel the water. Extending our perception down into the earth. Feeling this rootedness. This is the body's home. Okay, all right, very good. And then in breath, so coming up now, and breathing. And then with an out breath, we'll shoot the attention straight up, out the top of the head, way up. What would it feel like to be way above the body? What would it feel like? Like a bird, maybe, or like a cloud, like a star? How does it feel up there? Okay, and then putting it all together, looking down, so our consciousness goes from deep in the earth up through the body and out up into the universe. It's all one consciousness. We can just put our attention wherever we want. So this is extending our perception. And we do this all the time, both outgoing and incoming. Okay. So let's go into tree and spring and the backwash. You maybe want to widen your stance a little bit. We'll begin by pointing down. And the thing about pointing is our mind goes where our fingers point. Our mind is very active in our hands, and it goes where our fingers point. So we're pointing down. We're dropping not only our attention, visualization, but our feeling down into the earth. Okay, dipping the knees. Now we're going to, as we come up, point to the body. We're bringing the attention up through the body, straight up this center line. In breath. Breathe normally. Watch the hands. And at the very top, we're pointing up. We're extending our perception way up. Okay, out breath, coming down. Okay, repeat. In breath, bringing the mind up the body. Breathe normally. Eyes follow the hands. Way up, connected to the universe. Okay, and then coming back down. And the tree is, in the spring, the tree takes an in-breath. It brings up the sap, fills up the trunk, the body. Out breath, connecting out. Okay, that's 3. Okay, very good. Stand for a moment. Now we'll do the backwash, bringing the attention top of the head, dropping the chin, letting the chest cave in, arms are heavy. Now we're bringing the attention down the spine, opening the spine. Very good. And just hang. And you can turn a little side to side if you want. Just hang comfortably and let the spine open. Let the spine be very opened up. And just feel that. Okay, now as we come back up, okay, we bring the attention up the back, up the spine. And just when we're starting to lift the chin, the hands begin, tree and spring. Breathe normally. One. 2. Smile a little bit. 3. Okay. With the next out breath, we'll do backwash. Okay, and let's come back up. Lower spine, middle spine, upper spine. Then when the chin starts to come up, then we're pointing, bringing the attention up the body. Smile, extend way up, look up, out breath. 1, in breath. Out breath. Okay, very good. Okay, all right. Just come back to standing for a moment. Just put together all the parts, so the body, feeling the body upright, relaxed. See if there's any tension, let go of it. Notice the breath. Notice the aliveness in the body. Okay, good. Let's bring up our stool or cushion. Okay, and just coming into our sitting posture. And again, let the body find this. From the waist up, well, it's just like standing. And just let the body move and find that posture. It's not rigid. It's smooth, it's loose. It's upright. And maybe drop the chin a little bit. And maybe pull the shoulders back a tiny bit. And noticing the movement now that there's stillness. Okay, and bringing in the mind and bringing the attention to that vertical line. It's helpful sometimes to see and feel this as a column of light too, that contains the whole body. And both are fine. And then just feeling when we drop into that aligned posture. And then with the out breath, and we're going to drop the attention down, and you can use your eyes too. Drop down, feel the seat, feel the feet, and then breathe normally. And then with every out breath, we're going to drop the attention down into the earth, feeling and imagine this rootedness, solidity. Okay, now the roots are also our ancestors. The ones that we know and the ones that we've never known, the ones whose names are lost. All of this ancestor chi that's passed on to us. Okay, very good. Bringing the attention up into the belly. And here you can visualize this as a sphere of warm light, if you like. And moving up into the chest. And moving up into the brain. Checking in with the posture of the brain and the chest, the belly, the center of the earth. These are all lined up. Okay, and with the out breath extending up. And from that vantage point looking down through this tube, and the body is sitting down there, earth, and the universe is all around. And all of this is conscious. Just as this body is the body of our consciousness, individual consciousness, there's also the universe is the body of the universal consciousness that we're a part of. And with the out breath, we can extend out and connecting out through this vast net to all the beings, all the stars, connected to all of it. And so breathing in, we breathe in the light of the stars, lights up the body. Breathing out, we send the light out through the pores of the skin in all directions. And so just notice the posture. Is the chin dropped? Sitting upright. Just noticing the breath. Noticing the tingling, warmth. So body, breath, and mind in harmony. The body can be still or moving or both. The breath comes and goes on its own. And the mind can be consciously placed anywhere. And then when there's a sense, body, breath, and mind are in balance, and we can feel that. We can feel it in the posture. We can feel it in the smoothness of the breath and the spaciousness of the mind. Let's take a few more breaths. Okay, we're going to go into movement, so just move just a little bit, fingers, toes. Just notice how the body feels. Notice the breath. Notice the mood, the surroundings. Okay, very good. All right, so now we'll go into our closing sequence. So on the count of 3, we'll clap our hands 1 time. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Make heat. And gently place the heels in the eye sockets. Massage the eye sockets without touching the eyeballs. Okay, and then you can massage the forehead, temples, massage the ears, pull on the ears a little. Whatever you feel like, you can put the fingernails on the hairline, comb back the hair, massage the scalp. Massage the jaw, upper jaw, if you want. Just relaxing the muscles in the face. Okay. Okay, and then making loose fists, tapping the kidneys. And then rubbing the kidneys with the backs of the hands. Okay, very good. Well, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your practice. It benefits not just you, but those around you. And if you'd like to exit the Zoom, feel free to do that. And if you'd like to stay for a few minutes for comments and questions, you can do that. Have a good night, those of you who are leaving. Okay, so any questions or comments about sort of a lot of these basic principles of the Qigong? No? Got any jokes?
This is Kevin. I was doing some of these Qigong movements out on the shores of Lake Michigan today. It was a little chilly, but I was really glad I was doing them outside.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, well, yeah. So you're dressed for the cold, I hope.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Well, that's wonderful. I mean, to do these outside is the best. It's really the best, and in different kinds of environments. If you wherever you are.
I can face a tree and be a tree. I can watch the bird and do the bird movements, and do the water movements. It's all right in front of me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah, and that's where this comes from. That all of the Qigong, it's really the Tao. It's called the way of nature. So it really is based in natural forms, of all kinds. Not only that, I mean, the reason that we're all here right now together is because a guy in Chicago was doing Tai Chi in a park back in sometime in the 80s. And I saw him doing these movements, and I was utterly fascinated by it. And something in me was just drawn to him and to what he was doing. And I never spoke to him. I don't know his name. But it was because of him that I took this up. So, you may have actually influenced, you don't know, someone may have been watching you. You may appear on Facebook, I don't know, but someone may be influenced by that.
It's
And
true. I was watching in a different park I was in Chicago, and I was watching a guy doing some of these qigong movements, and I was able to say, "Oh my gosh, we do that!"
oh,
So I saw, yeah, it was really cool.
yeah, I was in Hyde Park. I remember it vividly. It was back in the mid 80s, and it was in the morning, and there were some people went out and were practicing. So, I mean, in China, this is ordinary, but in America, not, not so much.
I have a question, Stephen.
Yeah. Hi, Lavinia.
Yeah. What drove, where if what we're one of the things we're trying to accomplish is to embody consciousness as much as we can,
Mm.
and sort of balancing and thinking about the notion of stillness, and that being an easier way of, for me, of finding that harmony
Mm.
with everything, right?
Mm.
For me, I'm curious, is there anything beyond martial arts where the notion of let's try and move in with the flow
Mm.
that drove the beginnings of that practice? Or was there
Yeah.
was it in response to something? Was there a need? Was there what changed from sitting still? So I have an idea.
Mm.
Let's try and move and embody the flow of consciousness. What?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. What's also true is that this is really a healing modality. Originally, if you read some of the early, teachings on this, you would do this crane movement if you had lung ailment. You would do to open the chest, to open the lungs, and it all corresponds to the acupuncture meridians and the flow of energy in the body as mapped out by these ancient people. So the movements were for, yeah, what you said, harmonizing with the big chi, but also it was to alleviate illness and to actually promote longevity. They were really into longevity. That was to get to a very advanced age was very revered in that society, not so much in ours. But so that was part of it. And then in terms of the spiritual practice, you wanted to develop health and longevity so that you could do your spiritual practice and your spiritual study. People were dying in their 20s, and people weren't living very long. So this was a very practical thing for health and longevity. Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Internal, so like to relieve blockages and
Yeah.
move the chi throughout. I see. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's how they put it. That's exactly how they put it. Releasing stale chi, they would talk about that, and that they associated unwellness with stuck chi, with tension, with blockages in the body, and then wellness they associated with this relaxed and alert, kind of thing. So, yeah, yeah, they didn't talk about psychology though. They didn't
Yeah.
say, well, if you were abused as a child, they didn't go there. They just did all these practices, and they said the flow of chi will wash out all your physical and mental blockages. That was just, so it was a psychological healing as well as a physical healing.
Yeah. I appreciate and admire that. I mean, as I sit here right now, I can feel the difference from an hour ago.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's how they thought of it. And I don't mean to cast aspersions on, psychotherapy or psychiatry. These things certainly have a use, but at the same time, so does this.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible to get really pulled into these neuroses and think that we're untying them when in fact we're just being stuck in them. And so this kind of swooshes through everything. That's how I look at it anyway.
All right. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, great. Okay, anybody else? Okay.
Take care. See you next
All right.
week.
Yes,
Stephen.
great
Okay,
to
good night,
see you all.
Stephen.
Have a good night,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Yep. Have a good new
Bye.
year.